Why carry around the books when you can take just a few cards to your games? The Deck of Many makes easy-to-use and easy-to-transport quick reference cards for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, containing information on monsters, weapons, conditions, NPCs, spells, and even a deck of many things. Go visit deckofmany.com and pre-order your set of animated spell cards today. Hello and welcome to the D&D Grandma and the Family That Games Together podcast. For more about our history, please check us out on Twitter at D&D Grandma or on Facebook at The Family That Games Together. We hope you have as much fun listening to our story as we did creating it. Now, sit back and enjoy. So you have all rested for the evening. Sashim and Sariel in Tremaine Manor.
Yes.
The rest of you in your cottage with some of the refugees. Sariel with most of them. So group, what happens first thing in the morning?
Is my dad
We
home?
wake up.
You go down the hall and you look. His bed has been slept in, but he's not in the house.
I would talk to probably one of the servants, just asking what time did he get home, how long was he home for.
Oh, he came home very late. Barely ate maybe half of his dinner, went upstairs, and was out early this morning.
And what was his demeanor when he came home? Was he flustered? Was he nervous?
He wasn't flustered. He seemed pensive. He seemed hurried, but I wouldn't say flustered.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm outside working out doing rocks.
As per usual, yeah. He's got the two. He got like two 2x4 set up.
Yeah.
Doing the clap push-ups.
Are we all together at this point? Did we make our ways over to the manor? Because that was our plan.
To eventually meet back at the manor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'm gonna bring my hubby bubby.
Whoa. Have you spent the night together?
Wow.
Stones too.
Oh, she's got a
That's
smile.
none of your business.
She's got a small little smile, so she must have.
Did you make a sexy soup?
What?
Sexy soup.
Okay, so you are all making your way back to, and you're meeting up at the Tremaine Manor.
Yes.
Okay. So Sariel, after you rouse the refugees, and some they had to bunk up like 3 in one room. A couple of the kids slept in one of your parlors. They kind of made a party out of it. They made it like a camp out of it.
At school, I'm seeing like little forts everywhere. I'm like,
I gave my room up. I was outside.
Okay. All right. And after a bit, the handful of refugees and the rest of your party show up at the Tremaine estate.
good morning.
Anything happened throughout the night?
Besides a few pillow forts, no.
What'd your dad say?
Nothing. I haven't seen him. And apparently he came home very late last night and left very early this morning.
Alone?
Yep.
So he doesn't have any guard or any chauffeur or anything like that? I mean, even though you guys are like apparently billionaires.
I feel kind of insulted and questioned at the same time. Thank you. If I had anything to do with it, he would have had someone with him, but I didn't. I haven't seen him. I have no idea what's going on.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think the only thing that we really need to do right now is go and talk to the council. Maybe we could head up to the main house.
What are we going to put the refugees right now?
Well, that's the whole point, is the refugees need a place to stay. If you want them to hang out here, that's fine. But I think maybe we should talk to somebody on the council because they need some sort of place to live. And maybe we can, I don't know, it's going to sound really weird, but maybe we could do like a charity event for them, get some money and maybe
Get some housing.
Get some housing for them. You know, do they have like
Some Section 8?
That's what I was saying. Do they have any Section 8 housing in this town?
I don't know.
It's a legit question.
I think you're talking about a city that was just decimated and needs to be rebuilt from the ground up.
Okay. I don't
So
think
you're
it was
talking about-
decimated. I think the wall was busted.
But I think a lot
Regardless,
of
there was
buildings
still
were
some
destroyed.
damage that
A lot of
they
trauma.
I would start by rebuilding their natural like fort protections. You know what I mean? Like just the outside in
Yes.
kind of thing.
I'm sure they have that at hand. I don't know if that's our responsibility.
I
And we
think
have
that's
to go
what
to
they
the
would
council
default.
anyway.
One of the priorities.
Say again?
We have to go to the council anyway because we have to tell them about Cormion.
Okay, let's go.
And I don't, given that I haven't spoken to my father, I have no idea if they have any knowledge of that.
That's fine, let's go.
As you're doing your blue team break, as coincidence would have it, one of your servants comes in. Lady Tremaine,
Yes.
we just received correspondence. Your group has been summoned to the council.
Did they send a carriage?
Yes.
Cool.
Oh!
Is it Wendell?
Of course it's Wendell. Of course it's Wendell.
Well, guys,
You
seems
can hear
like we
him
don't
before
have
you-
to walk.
You can hear him before you even hit the sidewalk. Say, hello! Good
I'm gonna
morning!
walk up to Wendell and give him a big old hug.
It's good to
can
see you too,
tend to-
Emma.
I know
Happy
we've seen our
son.
differences, but we made it through the big battle together, and thank you very much.
Oh, it was nothing. You see, he does have some battle scars. Like he has some cuts on his head. You can see that he did take a few lumps.
I hop in the carriage.
Okay. As you're getting in the carriage, you hear, Sariel,
I'm
and you
like,
turn,
You're such a popular person.
and
Sparkles.
your father is outside the house, coming not from the direction of the council chambers. He is coming from the direction of the upper city.
and I promptly hop back out of the carriage. Where exactly have you been? I know I'm your daughter and I can't ask you these questions, but seriously, I didn't know any place where you were. There was just a giant battle. There's still dirt guards in the city. Where were you?
I look at Tor and I go like this. He's got a girlfriend.
Good what? Oh,
I make a little sexual gesture like he has a girlfriend.
Podcast family for what you didn't see. It's a family show.
stay behind. Allow me a few minutes. I will explain everything. Trust me, the council will forgive you.
God. Guys, you're gonna have to go without me for a little bit. Apparently, I'm getting reprimanded.
Go, right? Stephen should stay back.
Okay, you do what you have to do. I'll go back to the island with the rest of the refugees. I'll see you
No,
later.
you stay
okay?
here.
Oh,
Or you go back to the cottage.
I may wander around the upper city for a little bit.
Oh, I wonder.
I want to explore. I've never been in a
And I-
city this big.
I give him like the wife look like this, and I kind of look at Sariel, like listen to the conversation,
Mm.
and then I walk away.
Okay. So the rest of you
On our way to see.
on your way. Pause on that
Okay.
and understand why in a second. You approach. You take the ride on the carriage. You go back over the White Bridge, onto the mayor's house, and you're escorted immediately. Norman is actually waiting outside in the courtyard for you. He's like, yeah. Come quick. The council wishes to see you. Lots going on in the city. And he shuffles you all into the house and into what was once Mayor Harbeck Oakenheel's office. And when you walk in, the council is all there, the 4 remaining members of the council. And we're going to jump back to Sariel because you're all basically getting the same information. You're getting it from the council, you're getting it from your father.
Okay.
Okay, but I want to, for the sake of the narrative, I'm going to role play it as Lord Tremaine with Sariel.
Okay.
But you're all getting the
The
same,
same
info.
info.
Okay.
Okay.
So this would be the movie, the cutscenes back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it.
The council has taken a vote. Lord Pittman is going to be sworn in today as interim mayor,
Oh.
pending a general election which he's almost certainly going to win. He's always been a fair Lord of Commerce.
Okay.
They've offered me position of Lord of Commerce to take over for him on the council.
And how do you feel about this?
I will not accept it unless you're okay with it.
Where does that leave the Empire?
That is why I ran out early this morning. It will mean that I can no longer be in charge of Tremaine Textiles. It is, being in charge of commerce in the city and being on the council of said city is a bit of a conflict of interest. So I went over to see Sir Braden, which you know is his attorney, essentially. And I had him draw up the paperwork needed to sign over control of the business to you. And he unfurls a scroll.
To me?
I can't do both. And to be honest, I wouldn't really want to try.
I'm not sure if I could do one. And I like snatched the paper from his hands. I'm like,
It is absolutely the legal document needed that he has already signed. If you put your name on it, you are the sole owner of the Tremaine Textile Empire.
right, I get it. I mean, I'm your only heir, but you never had me in the business. I lured business in. I was never a part of the dealings and anything like that.
And you mean to make me believe that you've spent all this time working alongside me and you've learned nothing?
Can I flash forward over to the other scene at this point when they're telling all of us in the conference room, I'm guessing? And can I look at Shedrick and he just told us, right?
Yes.
And I know that now she's gonna take over the family business. Is that what I know?
If that was asked, yeah, he wouldn't have offered that because it wouldn't have been on his agenda.
Okay.
But yeah.
At this point, I look over at Umbra and I go, "Oh my gosh, she's gonna be insufferable now."
Yeah, what are you telling me?
That's the first thing that goes to your mind. You can cut back now.
More fountains to swim in though. So.
Maybe you can get one that's like a lap pool.
Oh, lazy river fountain. How should I make her build that for me?
You have to convince her that she wants it. I'll work on this.
Okay.
Cut.
That's okay.
Where does, I mean, running this is a lot. Where does that leave?
So was fighting an army of Durgas. You were ready to do that at a moment's notice.
I held up a hut.
That's
but
not the point.
what about the party? I can't run this whole entire giant empire LLC and also
Shut up.
fight beside my friends.
We have the right management in place. We have the right supervisors in place. They can handle the nuts and bolts and the day-to-day services. We need someone for the bigger decisions.
If you think I could do it, I mean, can I still ask you questions even though you're going to be this Lord Mayor something of commerce?
Of course.
Are you still going to live here?
Yes, I can keep my private residence. It's Shedrick Pittman who's going to be moving into the mayor's house.
Do I still get to see you?
Of course.
Do I make more money?
Of course. If you run the business better than I did.
Well, there's a lot of things I do better than you.
I'll get no argument from me.
Where do I sign?
Right there.
No prestidigitation here. Full on real ink. Serial Tremaine, LLC.
Stamp.
I'm going to file this with Sir Braden. I'll meet up with you later.
This is a lot, and I really, if we could just have some debriefing, regular, real, there's not a Durgard army coming towards us or a vampire. If we could just have some family time after this, that would be really nice. I really just need that. Some sanity,
I would like that.
okay. Go be Lord of Commerce then. And I kind of do I go now?
Yeah. You'll catch up to them.
I don't really like walking places by myself now. Can I have somebody that goes with me?
Uber.
Do you begin walking or are you just going to stand there?
I'm kind of just looking at him. I'm like, I'm not going anywhere by myself. The last time I did it, I got all this. And I'm just running around my neck and the bruises are green and awful now.
Fair enough. I suppose I can accompany my daughter on a morning walk.
Thank you. And we go arm in arm, the Happy Tremaine Empire Estate LLC.
Alright, so back to the council chamber. You have all received this information.
Okay.
Anything anyone wish to discuss, ask?
Remember how Cormion is evil and out there somewhere?
Yes.
He's no longer out there somewhere.
Oh, he's been dealt with?
Yeah, a little jerk showed up
Oh.
right after the battle, and we wound up kicking his ass because
Aha.
he was evil.
Well, it's good that we have the perfect resident adventurers then, isn't it?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes, it is. We'd also like to discuss a raise.
After everything that's happened, I think we absolutely can discuss a raise, yes. But
Cool.
let us see what we have in our reserves first before we get into any of that, okay?
No worries. Also, I know you guys have a lot of rebuilding to do, but we're also really concerned about the refugees. Did you hear about the fire last night?
I did. Is everyone okay?
Yes, but we wound up holding on to the refugees for the night, and they essentially slept in the Tremaine mansion, like on the floors and in our cottage. So, is there any place that we can set them up again? So, is there a place for them to hold up? Is there another area, a church maybe?
That's a good idea. Perhaps move them into the upper city. Maybe it's a bit more secure.
We were thinking maybe a crazy idea of like a fundraiser for the city to donate money to not only the refugees but like rebuilding the wall and stuff like that.
Well, that will need to be done as well. There's damage on the wall that is being worked on. Structures that were destroyed in the lower city. We are currently surveying them and what can be repaired, what needs to be torn down. Defenses are being seen to, survivors tended to. Lots to do, so
Is there a
fundraiser,
way,
huh?
a fundraiser or something? So like in my old city, if there was a tragedy, they would do like this big like event and called a telethon. Don't know why. And people would come and donate money to the ones. If they had the money, they would donate it.
At this point, Sariel burst through the door. Are you talking about a ball? Are we gonna have a ball?
I thought it was like could be like a gala, like almost as if a fundraising gala where all the rich people come and donate.
Can we call it a ball?
I thought the word gala
What's
was
the
kinda cool.
difference what you call it?
I've always wanted to go to a ball.
Okay,
I
we
don't
can-
do balls.
But like we could deck this up to the nines. Like the Tremaine peoples can make fancy dresses for people. We could have performers. We can have jugglers and whatever, and it would be great. Can pay to bring in more like large stones from the quarry to build up our castle wall again and our defenses, and then possibly even donate some of that money to the refugees. Traveling expenses and or a place to live while they're here.
That can absolutely be done. That's a good idea.
And an auction. We could sell Tor's services.
Pieces of Tor's hair.
With this lady, you see Lady Strakeland has like been taking notes the whole time. Oh, okay. It's a good idea. Good idea.
Sashim, I could fit you for a dress.
Before we
no.
I'll make a really cool holster for your greatsword.
Perhaps.
Yes!
But nothing else.
Okay.
Gotta make sure that any monies that are collected on this night goes directly in two parts. One, for the construction, restoration, and rebuilding of the walls. Two, some sort of organization that's going to take charge of caring for the refugees. Not only homes, but
a trust
Perhaps
fund of some sort.
a what?
A trust fund of some sort.
So the children can go to school, their parents can learn a skill.
Yes, I like this idea. When we have bankers, we can set that up. I can make the accounts with them. And as he starts writing this down, your father walks up and goes, Lord Mayor, I believe that is my job now.
And I kind of like look at him and I smile as he like goes up by like I'm guessing it's like a behind the desk or like some sort of dais of some sort.
It's sort of like a meeting room type, and they're sort of sitting around in chairs, like around, not up on a dais. It's all on one floor, but
So I'm kind of like looking over at him as he like assumes his position of Lord of Commerce, and I'm smiling.
and Shedrick Pittman kind of catches himself and goes, "Perfectly right, Lord Tremaine. Yes, it is your job now. I make decisions. God help us all. A few things together before we break for the day. Miss Fezin, I would very much like to offer you the position of official council chaplain.
I'm speechless.
Lord Tremaine has already vouched for you, said that
Wow.
you showed great valor, and we would like to have you be the official chaplain."
It would be my honor.
With that, Adric Orksbane, who's been kind of He's had his great axe upside down, and he's been using the hilt as an armrest.
As one does.
As me,
As one does, yes.
With that said, and he just kind of props himself up, and you see him wince, like probably still sore from the battle. Since our defenses have been depleted, I don't know what all of your plans are now that there's no longer an immediate threat anywhere on the horizon. But you two, and he motions over to the two of you. I could use a few lieutenants, if you wouldn't mind helping out training some new guards. You wield weapons better than anyone I've ever fought alongside. Your choice.
You could do that for a little while.
Okay.
I'm very happy to hear that. I'm not a man who likes to beg, but I would have been disappointed had you said that. And he just kind of sits back wincing. Like, you can tell he's trying so hard not to show pain,
Yeah.
but he was in the front line when they ran the Vanguard Road out, so he probably got banged up bad.
Yeah.
If that is all, I think we should, meeting adjourned.
Yeah.
Meeting adjourned. Meeting adjourned. Yes. That is what you say, right? Meeting adjourned. Yes.
I'm gonna give him a little wink.
Is it possible? Sariel is going to kind of approach the desk and shake his hand and say, Lord Cedric, it couldn't have happened to a better person. You're going to do beautiful things for the city.
Thank you for the vote of confidence. I just wish I had it in myself. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. And with that, you make your way outside. Where are you going immediately from here?
We need to plan a gala.
They're planning a gala.
I'm making you the coolest holster ever.
I've got to find out what kind of holster she's gonna make. I guess Tor and I will go back
Yeah.
to, well, just off
Hard
us
neck of the woods.
Okay.
and find out what we need to do.
Okay. He would say nothing at the moment. They'll come get you in a few days when they're ready to start training again.
Oh,
In the
do we
meantime,
need to
just do
go
what you've been doing.
shopping?
okay. I get some training.
Shopping?
Shopping?
Commerce hasn't really reopened yet in the city, but you can. What are you looking for? Cool stuff, magic stuff? Not gonna happen. What's that face? What are we doing? Okay.
Tor and I will start training since we now have new responsibilities. One of mature ship.
Okay.
I guess I'll go back to my
By the
cottage
Yeah.
and wait for Steven.
Okay.
I'm gonna start making lists of like the gala, like things that we need to start doing.
Did we even get asked to plan this?
Oh, I'm doing it.
All right.
I guess someone had to.
Sariel's going to look at her father kind of as he sits there and just, she mouths to him, what do I do now?
Be the leader. I know you can be.
That was really specific, thanks. I love you.
He gets up and he crosses over and he's not pushing you out, but he's subtly walking with you out the door of the council chambers. He lightly puts his hand on your shoulder. You'll do fine. I wasn't the best father, but I did at least one thing right. And he pats you on the back and just escorts you.
And I give him just an all-consuming hug. And I say, do good things. And I
You too.
walk out into the daylight. Still no idea what to do.
Okay,
Am I anywhere near her?
at that moment, no, but you can find her.
Nah, no, I was gonna make a sarcastic remark.
Oh, okay.
They can wait.
Oh, you wait. It's going to have ruffles and lace and glitter now. You wait.
Oh, because I was gonna tell you, don't you dare do anything frilly.
Oh, it's going to have ruffles and lace and glitter.
Pardon me. Ember, so you're at the cottage waiting for Steven?
Yeah.
He eventually finds his way back as the other refugees just kind of like wander back over to the Mayoral Island, which is where they were used to staying, and they're just kind of puttering. And Steven comes into the cottage, and when he walks in, you see he has new armor,
Uh-huh.
and he has a new short sword,
Cool.
and he has a new crossbow on his side.
Did you sign up for the army or some shit?
I got no desire to go back to Wild Meadow. I was thinking maybe we could stay here.
What did you just signed up for the freaking National Guard?
I signed up to join the city guard. They need people.
Ah, Jesus, they just fought a war.
And people died in that war, and they need to replenish their forces. City's
You're not
gonna
even at full strength yet. You've just been released as a prisoner, and now you want to go and sit and fight?
I'm as able-bodied as anyone else.
No, you're not. Look, you have a limp. And you're gaunt.
It'll heal. I can put on weight. Just keep making me that tea that you make.
No, now I'm gonna go and make him big fatty meal. I'm gonna give him
Sounds
sausage
delicious.
sausage and heavy cream and oil and
good loving.
cheese.
Oh, please.
Roll him out the door.
Sashim.
So
and Tor,
angry now.
Yes.
So angry.
Through your travels and what you've been doing, your training, you find out that not all of the refugees are staying.
Okay.
Some of them want to hit the road and go back to wherever homes they came from. Some are. Some have decided they want to build a new life here and they're going to see what the council has for them as far as housing and jobs, but some of them are going back.
Okay.
You can see all of the children still carry their toy weapons. They have their wooden swords, their wooden shields, their wooden axes, and as you're watching them, you realize that one of them, or maybe all of them together, has fashioned a fake red wig out of like straw and
my
stuff.
God.
And there's an argument over, no, it's my turn to be Tor. No, you were Tor yesterday.
Marketing's been good.
Oh, that's sweet.
And a couple of the older kids run up to you. One's maybe they're like 12, 13-ish. And they're like, so, we've been chosen as official guards of the ones who are leaving. The caravan going home. We're going to be guarding them.
That's fabulous. What do you have as a weapon?
What you taught us. And they hold up their wooden swords.
Oh.
That's great. Who else will be guarding the caravan leaving?
Quietly behind them, you see Serena. Mouthing, I've got it, don't worry.
Okay, so now
And
Sashim
she-
is internally.
And she points at her arcane staff.
I feel a lot better now that you guys are going to be guarding the caravan. Remember your lessons. And
We will
remember
not.
to respect each other.
We will.
Awesome. All right, go off. Remember I told you about that training?
And the older one takes his sword out and goes, come on, mockingbirds, let's go.
Oh, I just got the goosebumps. That was
And
so freaking sweet.
as the rest of your party is just kind of going off into their separate directions, Umbra, and you're like, what do I do now? There's a tap on your shoulder. And when you turn and look, there's Lashana Starflower.
Oh.
So, Black Heron.
Mm.
Yeah, I do my homework.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Sure you don't.
Mm-mm.
You might be short, but you shoot better than anyone I've ever met.
Yeah.
Care to help me? Care to help me take my city back?
Ooh. Do I get my wyvern back?
She wants the wyvern alive.
At some point, I'm gonna be wanting him back, but you can have him for the duration.
Okay. Okay. I want to become a great writer.
We can teach you.
Okay. I'm in.
Makes me happy. We got planning to do then. And with that, you all begin separating. Sariel.
Sariel's walking the gardens of Tremaine Manor, just like walking, very deep in her thoughts.
I can see people
walking.
walking over to you, holding up a fabric. You going no,
You're
and
wa-
I'm running
you're
away.
walking your grounds?
I'm walking my grounds.
The grounds of the house?
Yes.
Okay. You see, as the sun begins to set and turn to dusk, you see a figure begin making their way up the walkway toward your house.
I put my hands on Legend Keeper. I'm like, oh, this is not the fucking day.
You hear, put that away, you're not gonna need that.
And where exactly have you been through everything?
And as he walks up and the comes out of the shadows and the sun can hit him a little better, you can see his arm is in a sling. And his own rapier looks all dinged up. He goes, where in the blue hell do you think I've been?
Well, it certainly wasn't in my hut, and it certainly hasn't been in my manor.
I'd like it to be.
Sexy suit time! No. I have too much on my mind to deal with your comings and goings.
Well, I don't mean to intrude, but the invitation is open.
The invitation to...
And he was holding a pink tulip. Should you ever decide you need a break from running a textile empire?
How did you find out about this already? No one knows about this.
He just winks.
You know what? I just call after him as he goes down the hill. I'm like, you need to stop being so damn charming. I want it to be mad at you.
He throws an apple up in the air, catches it.
I hope it's rotten and has worms.
Wow, that's something I would say.
And as he goes down, before he can, like, as I am assuredly he is down, I sniff the flower and do just like one of those little smiles. Tee.
And you begin to reflect on the empire you have to run and the uprising that you're going to help with Umbra. Whatever the hell it means to be official chaplain to the council, Nulara.
Yeah.
Whatever home you're going to build with Stephen Ember. And the training and the guards you're going to be overseeing, Sashim and Tor. And I want all of you to think long and hard about the future of your characters, because next session we are going to pick up 3 years later.
Oh.
We are going to do a time jump. So I want all of you
Wow.
to think about what your characters are going to do for the next 3 years.
You sneaky Pete.
Can we involve NPCs into our detailed 3 years?
If I think it's something that NPC would approve of, yes.
Tor's gonna be doing.
So
I kind of like that.
because this is effectively going to act as the season finale. Because I'm doing that for whoever has not listened to us before. They don't have to listen to 50 episodes of backstory. They can just jump in with the new story. So,
Without
okay,
really
so-
missing a lot.
yep. You,
So it's a time jump of 3 years, but there's still an adventure to be had.
oh, there's plenty of adventures to be had, and I
okay.
actually am going to need you for that. So you and I are going to have a separate offline conversation. Okay. So think long and hard about it, and we will pick up 3 years from this point. All right?
Wow.
That's all for right now. Thanks for listening to the D&D Grandma and the Family That Games Together D&D podcast. If you liked what you heard, please consider supporting the D&D Grandma Patreon, and feel free to check us out on Twitter at D&D Grandma. Thank you, and keep on rolling.